Come along with us as we do a very long road trip to the Great Smoky Mountains. It's been about 8 years since we've been here, and this time we're bringing the pups along. So we were very interested to see just how pet-friendly this area was. If you are not interested in the road trip portion of this video, go ahead and skip to the 10-minute mark. We stay at 3 pet-friendly hotels along the way, as well as visit a lot of nice pet-friendly restaurants and attractions, and have a lot of nice interactions with people who just love dogs. We have quite a few incidents with inclement weather, as well as having our GoPro stolen right in front of us, but we weren't about to let any of that ruin our trip. We've got places to see, shopping to do, and memories to make. So come join us and let's get started right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I know it's been a while since we've uploaded a video. Normally this time of year we're doing a whole lot of camping. We're going to Gatlinburg in Pigeon, Tennessee, the Redneck Riviera. We are doing something a little bit different this time. Instead of camping, we are actually going to leave off-grid Greta behind. We're also not flying, which is something we normally do. We are actually going to drive there. And the reason for that is that I have my 2 little puppies. Our dogs go where we go. That's why we stopped cruising and started camping. I'm sure they would do okay on a flight, but I really don't want to stress them out. So we decided to take our time and enjoy the journey. 14-hour drive if we didn't do any stops. Well, obviously we have to stop to eat, go to the bathroom, and get gas. So that would definitely be an all-day drive, and we decided, let's not do it all in one day, because we'd probably spend the first 2 days there just recuperating. We decided to stay the night at a halfway point, which on the way there we'll be staying in Mississippi, and on the way back we're going to go a different route, and we're going to stay in Little Rock, Arkansas. So it's going to be 2 different days of 8-hour drives there and back, but it's worth it. At least I think it's going to be worth it. This is the day before. I thought I'd go ahead and record my intro because it's going to be chaotic. We're leaving early in the morning. I'm sure that we're going to be halfway asleep, and we're probably going to be forgetting things and arguing, and who knows. This is one of my favorite travel destinations. I've been going there with my dad and his side of the family since I was a little girl. I, of course, passed that tradition along with my family. This started out that this trip was supposed to be for my 50th birthday, which was 3 years ago, and then we decided to float it to our 15-year anniversary, which was a year ago. We just decided to put our foot down and make this trip happen. Road snack time. Smoked roasted salmon bites, grilled olives, garlic pickles from Buc-ee's, cucumbers, tomatoes, turkey cranberry salad, brisket. I've narrowed down the 3 chips I want to take. I'm taking the roasted miso and garlic, these turtle chips that are sweet corn, and this small bag of scrambled eggs chips. I'm also trying to narrow down which one of these cheeses I want to take on our road trip. A Merlot, a pumpkin spice, an espresso, a garlic and herb, and a garlic and dill. Take some pineapple, some peaches, some apples, some bananas, mangoes. While we were shredding the rotisserie chicken for the dog's breakfast tomorrow, we decided to go ahead and make ourselves a couple of burritos with beans and chicken and cheese and a little bit of seasoning, and just go ahead and heat that up first thing in the morning and take it on the road with us. Jerky is ready. Y'all ready for the world's longest road trip? You want to go to the Smoky Mountains? Compression socks and my foot hammock are a must for a long road trip. Not a scenic view by any means, but leaving Houston and going through Beaumont, we passed north of the Ship Channel, and there's a lot of refineries and oil tanks, and now we're getting ready to go over to the Calcasieu Bridge into Louisiana. These olives are amazing, but at $9 a bag, they should be. I couldn't believe how fast we left Louisiana and entered Mississippi. And before we knew it, we landed at Drury Inn in Meridian, Mississippi, which is our halfway stop. The Drury Inn and Suites is one of my favorite hotel brands. They are not affiliated with any of the major chains like Hilton or Marriott. I'm going to give you just a real quick run through because we are exhausted. We have a very spacious living room with a TV, and there's also a desk in the corner, and then you've got this long hallway that leads to the master bedroom. There is a refrigerator as well as a wet bar area here in this hallway, and of course you have a nice spacious bathroom with a bathtub, which are getting harder and harder to find in hotel rooms. Most of them just have showers.
Oh, cool.
Place to fill your water bottle. Indoor outdoor pool and hot tub. You can just swim right under that wall where the windows are and be outside. Pretty cool. They also have a nice workout area with treadmills and weights, laundry facilities on every floor, and I love their daily popcorn at happy hour every night. They also have 24-hour access to soft drinks. And best of all, they serve dinner every night along with happy hour. They also provide snacks like nachos and hot dogs. I took some fajita meat and put it on my nachos. They have a really nice breakfast spread of hot and cold foods, but we did not have time to dilly-dally and show you all of the things that they provide. There were a lot of workmen in the hotel that need to get to work, and we had to get on the road, so we had to eat quickly and bounce. Making good progress. We are now in Alabama. We actually missed recording the sign for Georgia. I forgot that we passed through here for about 20 miles. So for your viewing pleasure, here's what it looks like. We take care of business, guys.
And I saw it drop out, so.
Okay, so we are about, 2 hours away from the Tennessee border?
Yeah.
Or are we closer? We had a great stay at the Drury Inn last night. Highly recommend it, but let me give you the heads up if you're rolling through Mississippi. The allergies are awful, like all of us are sneezing. When we get to Tennessee, do you want to do zorbing like we did before?
No, I don't think I got that in me this time.
You don't think we could crawl into that ball again?
No, that's not that far. It's your craziness when you're in that thing.
Because I was screaming the whole time. Supposed to be upside down.
Yeah.
Why are we upside down?
Because he said, that's got to. Alright.
I don't know what he's saying. Oh my god! What the? Yes, I'm so scared. Oh my god! The way it works, I think there is a ball inside another ball, and it's like a hamster ball. And so you have that sensation like you're spinning, but you're not really, or you'd be like turning and going upside down and all that. My neck pillow has become Waldo's body pillow. Is that comfy, Waldo? I'm going night-night. As we enter Tennessee and the delirium kicks in, it only makes sense to do some carpool karaoke about Tennessee.
Johnson City, Tennessee, now gotta get a move on, pray for the sun. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Munching on clover, red-tail hawk, sitting on a limb. Chubby old groundhog, broken bullfrog. Free as a feeling in the wind. Homegrown country girl, gonna give me a whirl. On a Tennessee Saturday night, spend my dollar, parked in a hall underneath the mountain moonlight. A little turtle doving on a Mason-Dixon night. It's my life, oh so right.
Whittle on that fiddle.
That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar. Some folks think I'm hiding. It's been rumored that I died, but I'm alive and well in Tennessee. He was going as far as Gatlinburg. Wipe my eyes and told him about her. big wheels Smoky Mountain Rain keeps on falling.
When it looks like a hillbilly carnival blew big chunks all over the parkway, you've arrived. When we arrived at the Embassy Suites in Gatlinburg, we were waiting to check in and we just kind of walked around the lobby area. This was a neat little feature where they help you plan excursions. It's kind of like a little concierge service. You can also purchase toiletries or different snacks by the front desk, and they also have this additional shop that has a Starbucks in it, and you can get some souvenirs. It's really hard to do a thorough room tour when your family is trying to bring in all their luggage and they're tired and cranky. So let me just tell you, there's a living room, there's a little kitchenette with a small refrigerator, and then you can go into the bathroom, which also connects to the bedroom. So if you've got guests that are sleeping out in the living room, they don't have to come through the bedroom to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. You got a couple of beds. I think you have the option to do a king, and I think we have a couple of kings, or maybe it's 2 queens, I don't know. And then we had a balcony with a view of the mountain, but the mountain is so close that really all you see is trees, just eye to eye with the trees. But there's a nice creek down there for you to listen to. I never want to disparage any kind of mom and pop business, but I'm just going to be very real with you. We stopped by Old Dad's to pick up a pork tenderloin sandwich. We wanted a biscuit, but the lady said they were out of biscuits. So I said, okay, well, can we get a pork sandwich? And she was very rude. So they make our sandwich. I thought it was going to be like pork cutlets, but they weren't. They were just these grizzly pork chops that had no seasoning on it. It was all fat, just marbled throughout. It was gross, and it was $11 for a sandwich. But my puppies enjoyed it, so I guess that counts for something. And they have a happy hour reception every night here at the Embassy Suites, where they serve 2 complimentary alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages, and then they have a variety of snacks. After the happy hour, we were just exhausted. We went to Tom and Earl's back alley, had some fried green tomatoes, some corn fritters. I had a sloppy Jethro. Corey had some chili. It was a great way to end the evening. The sun was starting to set, but we decided to go walk off some of our dinner. So we just walked to the parkway and went into Kilwin's, which is one of my favorite sweet shops. Then we headed back to our hotel to get a good night's sleep. Good morning, everybody. This is our first full day here. Definitely want to make sure you pack for all 4 seasons when you come, because in the day it can be kind of hot and muggy, and then in the evening when the sun sets, it's pretty cool in the low 60s, at least the time of year that we're here. One of my favorite perks about the Embassy Suites is their complimentary breakfast, which is very lavish, but the best part of all is their made-to-order omelets. It's an omelet station, but if you eat fried eggs like myself, or over easy eggs like my husband, they'll make eggs any way you want, and they are delicious. Staying at this hotel is also a great way to save money on breakfast, and there's something for everybody, even the pickiest of eaters. You definitely won't go hungry if you eat breakfast at the Embassy Suites. It's a dog-friendly hotel, but the hotel is real big and spread out like a resort, and you can only go out the main door. So if you're at the complete back of the hotel, which we are, to take your dogs out to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you could be gone like 30 minutes, and that really, it cuts into our vacation time and our rest time, especially if we have dogs that need to go at different times. It's just like, we've only been here since last night, and I feel like all we do is just go through the hotel and go out the front door and take our dogs to the bathroom, and by the time we get back, we're exhausted. If you're bringing your dogs, just maybe get a place that's somewhat close to the lobby. I also don't love how the beds they're like platform bed frames, so they're low to the ground, which that's okay, I guess, but they have those really sharp corners, And Corey, myself, and my daughter Olivia, we've all banged our shins at least once. So that's going to be fun.
I did find another way out, but you go all the way down to the hall, take the elevator to the second floor, and then you can take stairs down.
Also, our balcony has one of those step-ups when you're coming from outside, and it's very easy to trip on. Corey just came in holding the dogs and about tripped on his face. I also didn't love the fact that on my side of the bed I did not have a nightstand, so I had to plug my phone in at the desk across the way from me, and it was just late at night. I just plugged my phone in to charge it, and woke up this morning and it was completely dead because the outlet didn't work. Luckily on this trip we're using my husband's points at all the hotels that we stay at through his work, but I know that this is an expensive place, so if people are spending their hard-earned money, you know, they just kind of want to get what they paid for. So we decided to head to the arts and craft community. We wanted to take it easy today, not do a lot of walking, a lot of driving, and just kind of stay local while we recover from our long drive to get here. And all the years that I've been coming, I never knew about the arts and craft community, which is an 8-mile loop, and it just has all these fabulous vendors, and they're in little shopping complexes, so each one that you stop off at has a handful of shops, and they vary from pottery to leather to woodwork, whatever you can name, they have it. And what's really cool is a lot of times they have the craft people on site who are making it right in front of you. You get to see how it's done. There is definitely no shortage of things to do here. The one drawback to these small businesses is they can basically just set their own hours. The few places that Olivia wanted to go was some tea place, there was an olive place, there was a jewelry making place, and a glass blowing place. Not Sparky's, but the other one, I think it was called Firefly. And all of them were closed. It didn't say that online, but they were all closed. We tried going back the next day, same thing, they were closed. But I guess that is the perk to owning your own business. You can pretty much set your own hours. Oh, and I apologize for all the bug carcasses all over our windshield. It was a long road trip and we have not had a chance to clean the windshields yet, so sorry about that. And some of these shops do allow you to bring your dogs in, others do not. They'll have signs that are clearly posted, or you might can just stick your head in and ask, hey, can I bring my pets in? And if they're well behaved, I'm sure they'll let you. But this was so very cherry. I'm obsessed with everything cherry. They had jams, barbecue sauces. Next, we walked through a little bookstore, and it was very cute. I liked the layout. It's called The Next Chapter, and it just basically had a wide variety of different types of books, something for everybody, had a cozy little fireplace and sitting area. Next, I want to give a shout out to Christy and Brooks. They are content creators for the YouTube channel Smoky Mountain Faith, Food, and Fun. They are locals to this area, and they are a wealth of information when you're trying to plan your trip to the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area. They recommended this quaint little coffee shop called The Painted Bear, and I believe it's a husband and wife duo that own it, and the husband is also an artist, so he displays a lot of his work around the coffee shop. And it is dog friendly on the outside in the patio, but I don't know if you can bring them in. In addition to the coffee, they also have a wide variety of ice cream and pastries, and I just really enjoyed looking at all this artwork while I was waiting for my coffee. Here is a window view of the patio. Olivia loved her matcha, and I loved my butterscotch latte. After having a couple of hiccups with rude people working in the area, it was nice to go into some places here in the craft community where people were just super friendly and super helpful. All these people, they come from generations of talented craftsmen, and it's just really interesting talking to them and hearing their story. And I forgot to mention earlier that a lot of these places actually offer classes or private one-on-ones where you can learn how to do whatever it is, whether it's pottery or blowing glass. They show you how to do it. So this is definitely a place where you can come and spend the day easily. Nestled in the arts and craft community is one of the best little cafes I've ever been to. Not just in the Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg area, but anywhere. It's called Split Rail Eats. And I don't know if we just got lucky on the day we went. It just wasn't busy or crowded at all. Part of me wants to gatekeep this restaurant and not let everybody know about it so it doesn't get real busy for the next time we go. It's kind of tucked away and hard to find unless you know it's there. The parking lot is actually in what looks like an apartment complex, and then you just kind of walk around the corner and it's there. It has such a homey vibe. I love it. For an appetizer, we got these awesome pretzel bites and homemade beer cheese. This was excellent. Waldo couldn't resist a little pretzel too.
I base everything off the San Francisco Marriott Bayview or waterfront because they got a huge pretzel and their cheese is real good, but this is right up there with them. And the pretzel's a lot softer. Of course, these little bites.
The broccoli cheddar soup was amazing. We split an order of beer battered fish tacos, which were amazing. They were on naan bread, and normally they are rolled in cornmeal, which I'm not a fan of. I really like the beer battered. The cucumber salad was fantastic. I give it 2 thumbs up for an amazing meal. Best peanut butter pie I ever had. After lunch, we got our second wind and continued on our little shopping spree. We went into this cute little pottery place that had the cutest mugs ever. They also had kitchen utensils. Everything in here was made by hand, obviously. They had candles and different bath products. This mug came home with me. Stumbling upon Sparky's glass blowing was the best accident that ever happened to us. We must have passed it originally, and then when we tried to go to the Firefly glass blowing place, and they were one of many places that were closed, we researched and found this place also in the community. That is Sparky himself. You will find him always working on something, and they just made us feel right at home. We got to watch them, and Olivia even had a custom-made cat that they made on the spot for her, and it took about an hour. We just left and came back, but you can see they're very dog-friendly, and they have their own dog there who greets everybody that comes in. We were making such good time with all the stores being closed in the arts and craft community, so my husband asked me what's on the list for tomorrow, and I said I wanted to go to a couple places in Pigeon Forge. So one of the places was this awesome general store called 3 Bears. They have an enclosed habitat in the back where for a small fee you can view the bears. There's so much to do here, you could easily spend a day here. From what I've read online, it appears that there's some controversy about these bears being enclosed like this, but from what I understand, I don't know, I think there was a male or female that was brought in first that could not survive out in the wilderness, and then later they brought another one of the bears in, and then they had a baby. So they're taken very good care of. I don't really view this any different than a zoo or the aquarium, but as long as they're safe, they're being fed, and they appear to be happy. They were all rolling around playing with each other. The store maintains that the bears are non-releasable and they can't survive on their own in the wild. And the owner also states that they fully comply with all USDA and Tennessee wildlife resources. I think that they're actually safer than the ones in Gatlinburg that are just walking down the street and digging in the trash dumpsters for food. My emotional support dumpster fire. Our next stop was the Smoky Mountain Popcorn Company, and I don't know if they're dog friendly or not, but Corey and the dogs waited in the car. They have over 150 flavors here, I believe, and I will be very upfront with you and say that I did not have a pleasant customer service experience, and I wrote a review, talked to the owner, and we resolved it. The peanut butter pie popcorn was my favorite. Next, we stopped by Whaley's Country Store, but it was listed on Google as an Amish store. I guess they carry some Amish goods, and they do let you sample different things, but I was expecting something more, I guess, because I've been to a lot of Amish places in Virginia, and this just wasn't what I thought. It was still a neat little country store. It had some frozen baked goods. So it had a little mini mart section where it has your basic stuff like Kraft macaroni and cheese and whatnot. But then they also have all these jellies and jams that seem to be locally sourced. In a way, they reminded me of the store that's at Cracker Barrel, and they had all the old-fashioned candies. I got a squeezy bottle of this. It's a combination of peanut butter and marshmallow cream. Tastes just like a Fluffernutter if you've ever had that growing up. They also had a nice selection of cheese and meats, but we didn't get a chance to ask for samples. Next stop was the Moon Pie General Store and Bookstore. And it's like your basic souvenir store. They had a lot of different flavors of moon pies. And there's all kinds of souvenir stores up and down the parkway, but we really wanted to stop here because they are dog friendly, so we wanted to support them. They also had a huge selection of discounted books. Many different souvenir options to choose from. After all this shopping and walking around, we were ready to get our grub on. We went to Mama's Chicken Kitchen for dinner. They also share a space with Joe and Pop's Sub Shop. So if your whole family's not feeling like chicken and somebody else wants sandwiches, there's an option. They've got a patio and outdoor seating. Corey loved his chicken livers. He said how hard that is to find. He also got coleslaw and mashed potatoes. I customized a 3-piece plate. I wanted 2 legs and a breast. I got mashed potatoes, green beans, and I also got these amazing biscuits that came with a strawberry or peach preserves. They were both outstanding. Our meal was fantastic. We wanted to catch a sunrise the next morning on our way to the Roaring Fork Motor Trail.
Yeah, that's turkey.
We'll have the turkey cross the road. I don't think we've officially entered the trail yet. We are at the Ogle Cabin. Says I'm 50 feet is Cherokee Orchard. Corey's trying to set up the GoPro right now. We'll see if it works. There are numerous points of interest along the Roaring Forks Motor Trail. Some that you need to step out of your car and walk a few feet. Others are just right there. It's pretty cool to see how they've preserved these structures over all these years, and you can just walk up to it and it's like stepping back in time. One thing to note though, dogs are allowed in the car but not on the trails. So if you wanted to hike to any of the beautiful waterfalls, you're going to have to leave the pups at home. You could just plop me down in front of a mountain stream and leave me there all day. The views are absolutely breathtaking. Between the lush green forest, the mountain views off one side, the streams on the other side, I can definitely see why this is a popular place. So our GoPro fell off our truck, I guess from the humidity. But we had to pull over and we were going to try to go pick it up. The guy behind us picked it up. I thought he was bringing it to us and he took off with it. $400 GoPro gone. Determined not to let our GoPro incident ruin our day, we just pushed forward. We wanted to go check this place out. It's either called Ellie's Mill or Eli's Mill, but I don't know if it's a wedding venue or just an antique store, but they were closed. Now it's time to go do a little bit of shopping in the old mill district and get something to eat. This shopping complex backs up to Patriot Park, which is a dog-friendly park, and leashed dogs are welcome in most of the areas in this complex. It's up to the individual business owner if they will allow dogs in, but a lot of them do, some of them don't. Surprisingly, as many times as we've been to this area, we have never actually eaten at the old mill. We went one time and they had like over an hour wait, and we just don't wait for dinner. We'll just go somewhere else. So we ended up at the Pottery House and have been going there ever since. It's been one of our favorite restaurants for a long time, so let's go check it out. This will be our first time dining on the patio since it's our first time visiting with our pups. We love their quaint little dining area outside. There were plenty of ducks around, and there's a nice little koi pond. It was a great place to kick back and relax. For an appetizer, I got my favorite black bean spring rolls. The lunch special was this popcorn crusted fish, but we did not like it. After lunch, we walked to the candy kitchen and I got myself some peanut butter taffy, which was really good. Then I walked next door to the creamery and got, you guessed it, some peanut butter ice cream. It was amazing. Do we see a disturbing trend here? I also got a piece of peanut butter pie to go from the Pottery House, but I'm going to be very honest, this was just okay. It was peanut butter and kind of like a whipped cream mix. The one at the Split Rail Eats is way better. Because we've been running around full throttle and then coming back to our hotel at night exhausted, we have not had a chance to view or use the amenities at our hotel. There's a couple of fire pits. There is a nice swimming pool, some cornhole. They even have a little lazy river, and I mean little, it's super tiny. When I think of a lazy river, I think of one that actually goes around a building, but this is probably a perfect size for the kiddos and for a family, so they can just kind of keep their eyes on their kids at all times. We have a nice little creek that runs alongside our hotel. There's our hot tub. But I like how they can open the windows and get a nice breeze going, because these indoor pools can kind of get humid, and it's also nice to be able to come in here when it's raining. We decided to just chill for a little bit and enjoy the view before we go to dinner in a few hours. Howard's Restaurant is officially recognized as the oldest surviving restaurant in Gatlinburg. It was established in 1946. It's known for its amazing burgers and steaks, and of course its iconic patio on the creek. They even have a dog menu, and I was cracking up at the size of the water bowl they brought the dogs, because Waldo could literally bathe in it. We split the catfish bites, which were amazing, as well as the sirloin strips that had horseradish and au jus dipping sauce. The beans were outstanding too. The pups were so well behaved and they enjoyed their dinner as much as we did. I remember being so jealous of everybody that had a table along the creek until the storm rolled through and the shades came down. It was crazy when the patio roof started leaking, but the good news is I got to see a bear walking along the creek. It rained all through the night and into the next morning, so we decided to go ahead and drive around and do some things that didn't require being outdoors much. First stop is the Cinnamon Bread Factory. Cinnamon bread is super popular in this area because of Dollywood, but since not everybody goes to Dollywood, we need bakers that make the bread outside of the theme park. So this is the first place I found that had great reviews. You'll want to order your bread the day before. Make sure to pay attention to their hours of operation too. They also have a lot of other great pastries. Our delicious cinnamon bread came with apple butter and icing. Next stop on the bucket list for this trip was to Cruz Farm. I have been hearing some outstanding things about their ice cream, but I am definitely loaded up on sugar. Between the cinnamon bread and the peanut butter pies and the taffy, and I had ice cream at the creamery at the old mill. So I was on a mission to come here for their coffee milk. I was born in Newport, Rhode Island. Coffee milk is very popular on the East Coast. It's almost impossible to find anywhere else. So when I found out they had coffee milk, I had to go get some. I did not want to be one of those people that cleared the shelf, so I used restraint and only got 6. My only regret is that I didn't get more because we drank them all before we even left Tennessee to go back home. Next time we come to town, this will be my first stop for a lot more coffee milk, and I'm going to actually try their ice cream next time. And side note, they have the cutest uniforms here. If you've ever been, you know what I'm talking about. They wear these cute red and white checkered dresses, and they have plenty of seating outdoors where I assume you could sit with your dogs, but it was raining. We were going to eat our last lunch here at the Applewood farmhouse, but they are pet friendly. On the patio, it's raining, so we have to find another place to go. If we can find a pet-friendly place that has like a patio like Howard's, well, that's a bad example because the rain came through all the little dividers, but if we can find a place that's not like umbrellas, but a covered patio. Because it was a cool and overcast day, we decided to leave the pups in the car, which they were perfectly fine with. They were so exhausted on this trip from all the running around. So we decided to visit the little complex in the Apple Barn community. This was the creamery. We were just looking at the flavors, but I was trying to find the slushy apple cider. I was in the wrong place. It's not in the creamery. It's down the ways, like in the bakery or something. They have all kinds of apple-spiced baked breads, pumpkin bread, everything that you can think of to satisfy your sweet tooth. And yes, I am obsessed with peanut butter everything, as you can tell. Everything I had dessert-wise was peanut butter on this trip. I decided to stock up on some more peanut butter taffy from the Apple Barn and compare it to the one at the Old Mill area, and I love the Old Mill one a lot more. I ended up giving the Apple Barn one away. Not saying it's not good, but it wasn't as flavorful of a peanut butter profile. Their homemade pralines and divinity and turtles all looked divine. So I was torn between getting the apple cider slushy and the hot apple cider, but I decided to go with the slushy. This apple cider slushy is amazing. Lastly, we made it over to their general store so we could pick up some more apple fritter mix. We actually make savory waffles with this mix and put sausage in it. It is so good. Next, we cruised on over to the island, which, if you haven't been here before, it's very similar to a boardwalk vibe. They have restaurants and shops and entertainment as far as the eye can see, but I'm on a mission to head into Paula Deen's restaurant and get a piece of ooey gooey butter cake to go. I love that stuff so much. We did not have time to fit the restaurant in our itinerary on this trip, but maybe next time. Y'all, this stuff is amazing. We ended up going to Smokies Cuban Cafe for lunch. This restaurant is not pet friendly, but the dogs were perfectly fine just hanging out in the hotel while we ate.
Got a Cuban sandwich, yuca with garlic sauce, and a meat and cheese empanada.
So I think these are supposed to be like burnt ends. They're fried pork chunks with some rice. I got my sweet plantains over here, and for dessert I ordered a guava pastry, but it's not here yet. We're gonna bring it out fresh when we're done eating. So the last time I had food like this was when we had a polio tropical in our area, and then they closed down, so we only get that kind of food when we go to Florida. But this Cuban food is excellent. We've tried it all. My absolute favorite is the garlic yuca, but it's all amazing. The pork is delicious. The plantains are good. I haven't tried the empanada. The beans are awesome. I love it. 2 thumbs up. Getting my guava pastry to go. We went back to the hotel to get the pups. Listen to Hazel snore. The rain held off a little bit, so we decided to walk the Gatlinburg Parkway. Here is the pancake pantry. The mountain mall is pet friendly, but it's up to the individual store owners if they let the pets in or not. We only walked around the first floor because we had other things to do, but this looks like a place I'd like to come back, especially on a rainy day. There are about 36 locally owned stores. We will definitely come back to this, but we decided to go try to do the Sky Bridge before it starts raining again. They have a place where you can check your stroller and you leave it there at your own risk. It's kind of an honor system thing, but just something to note because you cannot take it up on the Sky Bridge. That's why we brought our little carriers, and I assure you they were strapped in very well. There was not a wait for us to take the sky lift to the top of the mountain, but there was a lot of interesting history on this, and now that Anakeesta has those enclosed gondolas, this is the last remaining open-air sky lift, to my knowledge, in Gatlinburg. You ready for this, babe?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready, Waldo? Are you ready, Hazel?
Hazy nut.
Hazel, what do you think? Waldo's got the right idea. He's hiding.
Yeah, he's
I don't blame you.
Girl, you got the booger in your eye.
Hazel, you want to look for bears? Everybody that's passing us is saying how cute our babies are and saying, can I pet them? And I'm like, yeah, if you can reach over here.
Mm-hmm.
They do take your picture at the top, and of course I had to stop and get a picture for a souvenir. So we have done Ober and we have done Anakeesta, and this was our last chairlift to the top of a mountain theme park in Gatlinburg. It's a little more simple, doesn't have a lot of frills, but the bridge and the trails are something that I was really intrigued with. Not to mention the views, which the other places have the views too. But this was a little more of a simple experience. But the bridge is the longest suspension bridge in North America, so we had to go check it out. I could have easily sat up here for hours. It was just so peaceful and beautiful, but the sun was getting ready to start setting, and it was also supposed to rain. Actually, I would like to watch a sunset from here one day, but we were more concerned with the rain that was heading our way. My knee and ankles were acting up, so I didn't have a chance to do the trail, but I will definitely add that to the bucket list for next time we're here. So now we're going to do what we came here for, which is the Sky Bridge. And just note that once you're at the top of the mountain, you do have a couple more sets of stairs you need to go up if you have mobility issues. That's just something you'll want to make note of. The bridge is 680 feet across a deep valley. I did not anticipate this shaking as much as it is. We're about to approach the middle of the bridge, and it's glass. Here we go.
Glass with the crack in it.
Yeah, thanks for that heads up. We got two of them. This one keeps slipping down. Hazel and Waldo.
Waldo, hi baby.
Oh, we're literally standing on the glass right now, and I'm not even looking down.
There's that boy.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Hazel, you look just like him. Twins. We started filling sprinkles, so it was time to bounce. We had to go through the exit, which takes you through the restaurant area and the gift shop. So this would be a great place to spend the day, do some souvenir shopping. View going down is definitely much prettier. Well, we stayed dry for a little bit today. You just chilling? By the time we made it down the mountain, it had stopped raining again. So we were just kind of walking through the village area, which is like a very Bavarian theme. And then we went into the Sugarlands distillery so Corey could pick up some whiskey.
Roaming man, Tennessee straight whiskey.
There is no shortage of hot tubs, flapjacks, or moonshine in this area if that's your thing. This place was also pet friendly and even offered my babies pup cups. Minus the octane, of course. So did they twist your arm into getting 3 bottles of moonshine?
But, you know.
Is your arm out of socket?
Yeah.
It's a whole family.
Yeah.
Every time we come to this area, we have to ride a different mountain coaster. There is no shortage of these mountain coasters all over Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. They are family friendly. Kids can ride with you, or you can ride alone, and you can control the speed of how fast you go, and a lot of it is dependent on if somebody in front of you is braking all the time, but you spend a portion of the ride going uphill. I'm going to go ahead and set the phone down for the rest of the ride so I can accelerate. I don't want to lose my phone like we lost our GoPro. Okay, that ride was super fun. This is our last night here. I would like to do this ride at night where it's all lit up, because that's so fun. We got to go back and pack because we're actually leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. But this was a great way to end this trip. The remainder of the video is just about our drive back home, which this time was through Hot Springs, Arkansas. I was so excited to see a White Castle. We don't have these back where I live, and last time I was here, I remember them being so good. They're little sliders. They typically put onions on them and cheese if you want it. They also sell chicken sandwiches and things like that. I got the dog's one without onions because that's bad for them. But child, let me tell you, these were straight up nasty. I used to even eat the ones that came in the frozen food section, but these were worse than that. They were all soggy, and there's no way they make those fresh in the bag. They have to be heating up the frozen ones or something. But the highlight of my lunch was finishing off the last of the coffee milk I got at Cruz Farm. We made it to Arkansas, and then eventually we came to Little Rock, which was our resting spot. We went to another Embassy Suites, and this was the old school one that has the atrium on the inside. But there were two big reunions there, and they were so loud all night, their voices just carried all the way up to our room. And we just ordered Indian food, and I just proceeded to bed rot for the rest of the night so we could get up in the morning and do the last 6 hours of the trip, which it rained for most of the way back home, but it was a pretty smooth drive, not a ton of traffic, and we did get very lucky because as we got home, it was clearing up a little bit, but then a major thunderstorm hit us right as we were arriving and unpacking. Thank you for sharing in our journey. I know this was a longer video, but I hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. God bless.